Hello everyone, you're most welcome to my channel. Today we shall be learning how to implement or to create a to-do list using Django. Django is actually a high-level Python web framework. As you can see that it encourages rapid development and clean programmatic design. It's built by experienced developers for developers. So it takes care of much of the hassle of web development, so you can focus on writing your app without needing to reinvent the wheel. It's free and open source. This is one thing I like about Django. And as of today, you've seen a lot of Python powered Django projects or websites, for example Pinterest, Instagram, Dropbox. They all use Django as their backend. They all use Django for web development for their sites, and they actually even Netflix. There are a lot quite of projects that use Django. Actually, I created a blog about it. If I can go to my blog, as a Python developer or as a Python beginner, you might want to start creating stuff, or I can see top 10 Python powered websites. If I click on this, we've seen here we have Quora, we have Bitly, URL shortener, we have Discuss, we have Reddit, Spotify, Dropbox, actually Uber. They use actually Python. All these ones use Python, but basically now like Uber uses Django and Flask. They're usually used by Uber. Python is used for YouTube in the back end for machine learning, automation and stuff like that. And specifically I wanted to focus on Django on this particular blog. So on this particular blog, as you can see, Dropbox uses Django. Spotify, let me see something else. Uses Django. Yes, it also uses Django. Discuss. Bitly may not be using Django, using other Python frameworks. Yeah, that's it. Actually, can go to my blog, search blog.octachat. The link will be in the description of these top 10 Python powered websites. Feel free to follow me up there also, and if you like what I do, you can actually buy me coffee, donate to me for such content creation. So one thing I also want you to just follow me here, and then also follow me here on this channel. So go back to Django. So to install Django, in this tutorial actually shall be creating a to-do list. A to-do list that will do basically 4 things. To create to be able to create a to-do list, then we can update that to-do list, then we can read, then we can also delete. So basically that's CRUD operations. I don't want us to use SQLite, which comes by default with Python Django. I don't want us to use that. I want us to use something called Mongo DB. Mongo DB is actually a NoSQL database. If I type in here Mongo DB, it's a NoSQL database that is so fast, robust, and is very good with such stuff. You don't need to know what you need to build at first. You just have to automatically start running stuff. So a reason why I started liking or implementing MongoDB, because of its speed, and because it's actually more like, it takes more data like JSON format. So we shall see how also to do this, but before we start, you need to first make sure that you have all what you need. So in this particular video, among the series that I will be doing, I will be focusing on how to install the dependencies that we shall be using later on. Some of the major dependencies that we need right now, we're going to install them actually right now. Then the next video, that's when we shall start the real coding. So open your command prompt. I'm going to open my command prompt here. Then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to make sure that I have, let me first clear the screen. I'm going to make sure that I have Django installed. So to install Django, just say pip install Django. So since I already have Django installed, so it will show us that actually Django is already installed. And of recent, actually by the end towards the end of last year, I think Django 4.0 yes was released, which is great news for us Django enthusiasts. One thing why we would like to have Django, because it's one of the most popular frameworks that are out there. There's also Bottle, there's also a Flask, but Django stands out. And if you're a beginner in Python and you want to do web development with Python, Django will do good for you, because you will implement back end and front end at the same time, so become actually a full stack developer. So I don't know why it's taking long here, but let's first give it time. So meanwhile, as it's trying to install, what you can do, come to Django website. We shall be using actually Mongo DB, so maybe let's first go to Mongo DB and you see what we need. Mongo DB, there's something called Campus. Campus is basically let me first click on this Campus. It's basically a local server. It's a GUI for Mongo DB, as you can see. Basically you can use the shell, which is a Mongo DB shell, to do your commands, but there's also a GUI for MongoDB, which is called MongoDB Campus, which is what we're going to be using, whereby we install MongoDB locally. Then we shall now be using the MongoDB Campus to do and see what exactly is happening in the back end of our database. So to install this, you just have to come to mongodb.com. I'll put all these links in the description. Then you find out what you want in the binaries that you'll be wanting. So for example, I have a Windows 64-bit machine, so you choose, you want a zip or a Microsoft installer. So I'll choose maybe a Microsoft installer, then I download this. Since I already have this downloaded, I will not have to do this now. Then DB Cloud command line, this is for the cloud. Database tools, and then we have also business intelligence tools and other things. So you may want to also download the MongoDB, the real server. To download this, you come actually to product, then community, then you go to community server, you click on community server. Then under community server, you see MongoDB, this is enterprise, so I'll be under here, community server. So the current version is 5.5 Windows. You download this also. I also put the link and the description I will put the link in the descriptions of these links, so that you follow along. So you have to click on this download button also to install the MongoDB, the community server. So that's it for MongoDB. Maybe how you'll be running your commands. We shall first maybe test with PyMongo. PyMongo is basically a Python framework or Python library for implementing or for executing MongoDB commands. So for writing data or creating data or updating data using Python and MongoDB. So maybe you may need also to install PyMongo. May need to install PyMongo. Installing PyMongo is actually easy. You just have also to come to your command line. I don't know why this is taking long. Pip install Django. First see, okay, it says requirement already 65, which is okay. So to install PyMongo, this we shall use it basically for testing, that's all. Then we shall move on to be using Django. Then there's something also I'm going to introduce called Django. Notice that pronunciation, this is Django, not Django. So maybe let me first install PyMongo. Install this PyMongo. Actually, there's a better implementation of installing this. You come to this link, compatibility of MongoDB and Django. So under compatibility, since you're not going to be using DB SQLite, which is the default one, we can see how we can connect to Django in many ways. So you can see they are saying here you will not use the virtual environment. We're going to use let me see, connect Django. So you can maybe copy this, connect Django and MongoDB using PyMongo. So you can come to your command line, then you do pip install PyMongo and you run that with this. So for me, I already installed this, that's why it's bringing all this building wheels, because we already have actually all this installed. So it will just say requirement already satisfied. So for you, you may need to do this. So after that, then you can actually also install pip install. But if you're going to, since we're not going to use the server version, which is the cloud version, we may not want to install this. Don't install this command. Then we can see another way of connecting to Mongo. You can use the Mongo engine. We're not going to use this also. Then there's this method that I want us to use. It's called Django. Django is actually an improvement over PyMongo, that developers did not write lengthy queries. That's why I love actually Django more than PyMongo. PyMongo shall see how to create a simple file to run a database and update databases in Mongo DB, but we shall be using Django, which automatically connects with Django to read and write and create operations with the database. So you need to copy this, then this one is showing me these errors, but I already have this installed because I'm trying to cancel the operation. Control C, that's why it's giving me these errors. But you may want to run this actually particular command with administrator rights. The previous command that you're trying to install, this command here, you may want to run it so to avoid such errors. You may want to run this pip install PyMongo snappy with admin rights. So I'm going to install this. I'm going to Django, just Control C, you come to Control V, then install Django. So it tells me that I already have the requirement also, so which is very good. Yeah, that's it. Maybe something else that you may need to know after installing Mongo DB campus. Go through the instructions of installation and the community server. Then you may be able now to run the Mongo DB by just say Mongo DB campus. So when you click on Mongo DB campus, if you have any problems with connecting to Mongo DB, with actually, see, I've already created some databases here, but if you have any errors, I'm going to put this link in the description. If you have any errors with installing Mongo DB, so with installing yes, Mongo DB, let me see, say Mongo DB Windows. If you have any errors, where is it here? Install on Windows. I'm going to put also this link in the tutorial, sorry, in the description, so that you follow through along, so that we are the same path when we start coding out our to-do list. That's it for now. Please subscribe and also keep on the notifications, such that you get to see the next time I upload the next tutorial in this series. Thank you so much. Have a blessed one.